Authorities on Monday arrested Luigi Mangione, the man suspected of killing UnitedHealth executive Brian Thompson, in a brazen shooting outside a Manhattan hotel last week, ending a massive 5-day manhunt. At a press conference, New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said the 26-year-old was captured in Altoona, Pennsylvania, after he was spotted eating at a McDonald's.
The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset.
While the handwritten document did not mention specific targets, New York City officials said Mangione harbored, quote, ill will toward corporate America. Tisch said New York detectives had gone to Pennsylvania to question Mangione, who will likely be extradited to New York to face charges. This photo appeared to show the former home of the Mangione family in Towson, Maryland, where the authorities said the suspect was born and raised. Social media accounts that appeared to belong to Mangione identified him as a former student at the University of Pennsylvania and said he lived in Honolulu, Hawaii. The murder of Thompson, who had been CEO of UnitedHealth Group's insurance unit since April 2021, unleashed a wave of frustration from Americans who have seen their health insurance claims or care denied, faced unexpected costs, or paid more for premiums and medical care, all trends that are rising according to recent data.
We have a strong person of interest in the shooting that shook our city last week. CEO Brian Thompson of UnitedHealthcare was the victim of a senseless act of violence.
Members of the Altoona Police Department arrested Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male, on firearms charges. The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder.
Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealth's insurance unit, was fatally shot in the chest on Wednesday outside a hotel in New York. Police said the shooting happened in front of the Hilton in Midtown Manhattan, and Thompson was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital.
In Midtown Manhattan early this morning, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was shot and killed in what appears, at this early stage of our investigation, to be a brazen, targeted attack. This does not appear to be a random act of violence. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target.
Police were still searching for the suspect, who fled on foot wearing a black face mask and a gray backpack. UnitedHealth Group was hosting a scheduled investor event at the hotel on Wednesday. But Chief Executive Andrew Whitty took the stage about 1 hour after its start to announce it was canceling the remainder of the program. Thompson was named CEO of UnitedHealthcare's insurance unit in April 2021, after working at the company since 2004 in several departments. According to the company's website, UnitedHealthcare did not respond to a request for comment.
The suspect was just arraigned here in the courthouse, and presumably New York will file charges very, very soon. That process will continue to play out, and justice will be delivered in this case. This case is hinged on attention. In fact, the attention in this case and the killing of Brian Thompson was helpful, no doubt, in allowing us to capture this killer, in alerting that individual at McDonald's this morning, and then having that individual contact police. But some attention in this case especially online, has been deeply disturbing, as some have looked to celebrate instead of condemning this killer. Brian Thompson was a father to two. He was a husband, and he was a friend to many. And yes, he was the CEO of a health insurance company. In America, we do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint.
Within several minutes, seconds of the first contact, he had asked the suspect if he had been in New York City recently. And that really invoked a physical reaction from the suspect. He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question. And he didn't really answer it directly. So that statement alone really said a lot. And the suspect didn't have to say a lot after that question to show that, he was very nervous at that point.
He was very cooperative with us. Didn't really give us too many issues. Once we found out his identity, we took it from there.
So there are a lot of things that need to be followed up yet in this investigation. Certainly, there were a number of items that were found on his person, in his backpack, that have been inventoried, and we've begun to do an analysis of some of those. There were written documents. There are electronic devices that are in the process of being downloaded. Search warrants are obtained. And we know that he has been in Pennsylvania, for several days. And so part of that investigation will also focus on trying to retrace his steps. We've already identified businesses, for example, that he frequented in this area and activities that he engaged in. That led us to more evidence. And so all of that is becoming kind of a mountain of evidence that has to be analyzed and looked at. I'm confident we'll have a much better idea of his activities over the past number of days in New York and in Pennsylvania.
We were over here working in the University Club Hotel, and then we were outside and we heard some shots rang off, and then we ran over here, and police were here in seconds. No, we didn't get to. We were about a block and a half down, so we didn't get to see it. It's a loud bang. You got long hallway-looking streets. You hear it. It's like an echo. Got to keep an eye open every time you're out here working, getting coffee. You just never know when it's something's crazy gonna happen. I mean, it's New York. It's not normal here at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, but it's pretty scary, huh?